Oh man. All right. Well, let's continue on your journey. So you're booking everything, you're making sure it works logistically. Is there a process in obtaining all these artists and kind of figuring out where they show up on the bill? Like, are you like, all right, we've got, I'm just going to say random names. These are by no means meant to
Yeah.
mean anything, but like we've got Metallica, but Slayer wants to play above them, but Metallica needs their name. Like, is there like a whole juggling process of like, we've got Metallica confirmed, now Disturbed will play, or we've got Disturbed confirmed, now another band will play, or is it just a money kind of conversation when you're buying this talent?
It is exactly what you said. It is probably the hardest or most difficult part of the job is that Gary will always say, like, you have 85 masters. Every band wants something else. Every band feels, wants to be billed above the other, wants that stuff. So it's definitely Tetris. But initially, you always start from the top down. We start with who our headliners are going to be and who we want to see, really carry the festival. Those conversations start years in advance. I mean, the Metallica conversation was 6 years in the running.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's your Corns and your Avenged Sevenfolds and stuff like that you're like, okay, they're going to be on a touring cycle. They haven't played this festival in 2 years. So let's bring them back. And yeah, we definitely start from the top down. A lot of conversations with agents, with managers, to get those, our top headliners locked in. And once you do that, you kind of just start building it out, who they're touring with. Will they be on tour? Because obviously, like if Metallica is on tour with Slayer, it's natural. We do it together.
Put Slayer on it too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that kind of process. Once you get down to like your undercard, I would say it's definitely becomes a money game. You see how much you have left in your budget when you have solidified Foo Fighters and Metallica and Korn and Avenged and Bring Me and all of those types of things, because those are obviously what's going to sell, but the bulk of it matters as well for all of us. So,
and what's undercard mean?
Like what I consider that is anything below probably your third line on an ad mat. Like your bread and butter, your up and comers, or your super old school stuff that's just like back on tour for a minute. I consider it anything like 40K and below.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, it's good. It's kind of nice to know ballpark, because like, why would anybody know how much a band costs to put on a show? That's just not something anybody knows. That's wild. I can't imagine I feel like my response for everything when somebody comes on and talks about things that I just don't know about is I was like, that's wild, because everything in the music industry blows my mind. I'm like, what? You have to, it makes sense you start from the top down though, because I imagine once you get Metallica or an artist of that size, everybody else is like, yeah, we'll play the festival. Just put us close,
Exactly what you said. Like everybody, the first question is like, oh, well, like who's the headliners? Okay, we're interested, but like who's headlining?
Can it be us?
Yeah. Fever 333. Are you sure we're not there yet? Love it. But yeah, no, everybody is very interested. It's a selling point, I mean, it is by far the selling point for new festivals, for sure. Because, you want to make sure that in Hometown Rising in 2019, they were like, well, who's going to headline? This is a new festival. It was right in the midst of Fyre Fest extravaganza and all that. And everyone was like, well, does this festival have any legs? What happens if it gets canceled or shut down? And we need to know that headliners are taking the same risk we are. So with newer festivals, it's a lot more headliner dependent. Our older festivals like the Aftershocks and stuff, everyone knows that it's gonna be someone huge.
I looked up the Hometown Rising lineup. I can't say I know many of the artists, but they do all sound like really good, powerful names.
Are you not a country guy?
I don't know. I know I'm not a country guy because I don't listen to country music, but maybe I look like one and I don't know. I'm like envisioning like a hat, cowboy hat, and like a plaid shirt. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I know too little.
Say you don't scream cowboy guy to me.
I think I would look closer to the singer of Disturbed than I do a country person just because I'm bald.
There you go. Do you get that often?
Never. I wish I could.
No.
I remember I saw him once when I was at a festival and you like a download, and he is like a lot shorter than I imagined, which I never gathered when I was a kid. But I'll get fishtail piercings. Like, let's go. Those things are wild.
Do it. I'll pay for it. Come with me.
Oh wow.
I'll hold your hand. We'll go and get it done.
I'm cheaper than a lower card. Did I use the right term? Lower card, right?
Undercard, lower card. Yeah.
Undercard. Damn it. God.
Yeah.
I even take notes. All right, I missed that one. Okay, cool. So let's pretend we got the lineup figured out. We got the city locked in. Is this all before the festival's announced? Everything?
Well before. It's usually about 6 months before the festival's announced, at least, and then about a year before the festival plays out.
Okay, and then no, you're good.
I was about to say that the city, getting the city and stuff locked in happens usually at least a year or two in advance. Like you have to make sure that that's locked in, but yeah.
And then bands, however many months in advance, I'm assuming that's after the city's locked in, but before it's announced. And then is there anything else that goes on of significant value before announcement date? I'm assuming like making the website, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, asset build outs, website. One thing is that getting a lineup solidified is one thing, but like you mentioned before, there is so much more that goes into it than a band just saying, yeah, I accept X amount of money. When you get to the ad mat, it is probably the worst part of our job. Like weeks of a band being like, wait, but like I should be in front of them. Or like, no, like I need to be a little bigger. Or like I should be to the left on line 3. It's weeks of that, Adam. It's nauseating.
Are you